friends, welcome back to my channel, Elsa here. So on today's video, as per the title, I'm gonna talk about how I end up here in Hong Kong. I have a junior that actually asked me like how I end up here. So I figured I'll do like a video of it, like talking about it and share like more informations on how to like find a job here, because I'm guessing if you ask me, it's because you want to, financially supported here as well, like, independently supported financially, if you get what I mean. Yeah, so today's video is gonna be about that. I have notes in front of me, and I guess like this is the thing that I'm gonna cover, and I'll try to put a timestamp so that you'll know what topics that I talk about, and you can just skip forward if you want to. And then if you have any question, of course, hit me on Instagram, or even on my emails, or even on the comments or something. So let's get started. So how I end up here in Hong Kong. Let's get to the beginning, like my background in my study. I have a degree in the business information system. I study in the Petronas University, and then I did do a master in Australia, which is like in IT management, but it doesn't really apply to this position that I work with. So you don't need master. So I started working after study on 2015. It's kind of hard to find a job after I finished my study. I think it's around like 6 to 8 months I don't have a job, and then I started working in this company. Like this is my first like real job company, because before this I do have internship and work here and there as like as a cashier girl, as the sewing. I can sew, so I guess like I'm part of a tailor. But my real job is this job, which is like the QA for the software tester. It's a manual QA. This is like in KL. I think this is when July 2015. So I work here. I work in that company. And that company is like a vendor company, so we have our clients, right? So they have a multiple clients, but this is like our main big client. So I work with them for almost 3 years. And while I'm working in this company, our client located in Hong Kong, here in Hong Kong. So I have like a trip to come here, like a 2 weeks, a month, or like a couple months to, I guess, like to work on the projects, or to work on in that short time. And they have a training here, so they sent me here to Hong Kong. While on my last assignment, I got to stay here for a couple months. That was like the longest, for a couple months. And then when I got back here, I got an offer to like actually base in Hong Kong, compared to like with my current company at the time. I'm based in KL, like Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So I just need to like back and forth between KL and Malaysia. So it's kind of like they have like a position that can base in Hong Kong. So they asked me if I want to move, and at the time, honestly speaking, I'm not in the best, financially not the best, mentally not the best. You have like some things here and there that I like working on personal levels. And actually when this opportunity came out, it's kind of like the best escape that I can ask for, because it's far enough from home that you're not home, but it's close enough from home that you can just like hoop on the flight and go home. This is all before pandemic, of course. So I got the offer on 2018. So that's when I started working on 2015, and by 2018 I got the job all the, of course I got the offer, but still you need to go through all the interview and stuff. So by 2018, like August-ish, like around that time, I got the job here. In 2018 I moved. It's not the easiest, I'll say, but knowing that I have someone here is easy, because I already back and forth from KL to Singapore. What am I saying? From KL to Hong Kong, I knew few people from here, like a Malaysian who works in Hong Kong. So they helped me a bit here and there. But of course, financially, I paid everything on my own. The company did help a bit. They give you some money for the relocation, but it's not much. Sorry, my camera is out of battery. So where am I just now? Oh yeah, so I talk about, I think I said about the relocation money that the company gave. So this company gave me the relocation money, but it's not much. You still need a lot to top up on of it, because when you move here, like means you base here in Hong Kong, you need to pay everything on your own. I am not paid like 100,000 HKD per month that for them to provide me like a house or something. So everything is on me, given on the salary. So they give me like a better salary, of course. That's the reason why I made it here. So the process kind of from the moment I got an offer, apply for the visa and got here, I guess like my case is quite special. It took me like quite 6 months, I guess, like around 6 months to get the visa. Usually people just, it's only like for 2 months. I don't know why mine is like 4 months, 6 months even. But that's that. But that, like, the company will do everything on the like a document level and stuff. They will prepare the document. You will help them to prepare the documents. They will submit it to immigrations, and yada yada yada. You get the visa. So once you get the visa, you pack everything and come here. And that's how I got my first job. And then what happened was, after a year working in that company, they put me in different projects, and unfortunately that project got cancelled. So after working in that project for 4 months, it got cancelled. Like cancelled. Like, literally there's no job. So they have to let me go, or let us go. There's like, I think 100 of us that they need to let go. And because there's so many of us that they need to let go, they can't keep all of us. Of course, as I say, they have like few projects, they are the vendors, but they don't have enough job for us. So in my team at that moment there are 5 of us, so they only managed to keep 2, so 3 of us that need to let go. So yeah, it's not the best experience, because you basically got fired, but it's not because you're bad, it's just the project got cancelled. And then when that happened, you need to find another job. So you have an option. I have an option either to go back to Malaysia or stay. So I decided to stay, calculate the money that all the money that I have, and then try to find a job. And thank goodness, after 3 months looking, I find a job. So I finally got a job, and I'm still there until today. I am so thankful and grateful, because they are exactly the type of people that I'm working with. They are very kind, they are supportive, they are like uplifting, they are great people, they are smart. It's kind of like motivate you to be better as well. So I'm still there until today. I got a job like early 2020s, and I am so thankful that all of this happened right before the pandemic. I don't know how long I'll be here, but for now I'm here. So let's talk about how to get a job here in Hong Kong. So in summary, you can use 2 websites, I guess. One is like linking. That's how I found my company. Another one is JobsDB. That's how I found my first company, even though they give me an offer, but basically that's where they how to say, like, promote the position. They advertise the positions. So you can go to jobsdb.com. Yeah. Of course, I'll put all the informations and all the links below. You can go there and basically just apply for it. You need to look for a company that willing to pay for your visa, because they need to pay for your visa. So but the thing is, there's a lot of company that don't want to do that, because there's another expense. Usually they are looking for dependent visa if your partner is here, especially if you're a woman, if your partner here. So they most likely go to hire people with a dependent visa. That means that they don't need to pay for the visa. But it's possible. You just need to look for it and apply for a job, like a job. Alright, so on the second website is like linking. Especially if you are looking for like the international company, you can go through linking, just apply. Even if you think that you are not qualified, just apply, just go for it. And they have to be a company that willing to take you and willing to teach you the skill that they needed for you to perform in the company, because sometimes you just need the basics and you might not have the skills like particularly for the company, but if they are willing enough to teach you, go for it. So there are companies like that, so just don't doubt either or not they will pick you. That's on them, but from your side, just apply. And that's how I got this job, at least. Let's talk about financial. Okay, the financial I'll divide it into two. One is like on a day-to-day basis, on a monthly, how much you'll need to be able to live here, and then another one is like a preparation just before you move in here. Alright, so let's start with like before you move to Hong Kong. I'll say you'll need like couple thousand ringgit in Malaysia. Just so you know that it's quite easy to get money in Malaysia. No, it's quite easy to get money in Hong Kong, but it's hard to get in Malaysia. If you can borrow someone's money, do it. Just so you know, you can pay everything within 1 or 2 months. So don't dwell on it. If you have someone that have some money for you to borrow, just go and do it. If you have enough money yourself, good. I don't have a lot of saving, but I have enough saving for me to use to come to Hong Kong. So the thing that's how you're gonna do is like, how much money you'll need is when I first came in here, you have choices. If the company provide you a hotel, that's nice. So you save up some money. So that because you have to come here and find a house that you want to live in. The company may pay for 2 months, or they might pay for 2 weeks. In my case, they didn't pay any. They give some money, but that money, I guess it's covered at least for 2 weeks. So I came and stayed in Airbnb for 2 weeks, and I find a house that allowed me to stay there for a couple months. Because sometimes if you want to go into a full contract, they'll ask for salary history and proof of address, all the stuff, which is like quite hard. Which is like, for the proof of address, you can ask your company to prepare for it, but for the salary history, it's kind of like you need to wait for a couple months. You can stay in hostel. That's another options. I don't want to stay in hostel. I want to be somewhere like a little bit safer. Actually, Hong Kong is quite safe. It's just me being whatever, that I want to stay in Airbnb. So I stay in an Airbnb nearby office for 2 weeks, and then I found a house. I don't remember how much I paid for the Airbnb, but I think it's around 4,000 for 2 weeks. So I stay in Airbnb for 2 weeks, and then I'll try to find a house, and I stay there for 3 months. It's a short term rent, because then they don't need as much documents as a proof. So for the house, I pay around 7,000 per month. By this time, you have to negotiate on how can you pay. If you have enough money to pay for the deposit and for the rent, that's good. But if you don't, then you have to negotiate on it so that you can pay the deposit and the rent after you get your salary, right? Because this is gonna be like 2 weeks before you get your salary if you stay 2 weeks in Airbnb. If you manage to stay 1 whole month, that's good, because then you have like some money to use for the deposit and the rent. So on how it works in Hong Kong is you need to pay 1+1 or 2+1. For the unofficial rent, I'll say you need to pay 1+1. So for my short-term rental, I need to pay 1+1. For this house is a full year contract, is a 2+1 contract, 2+1 deposit. So 2 means like 2 months and 1 is the actual rent. I'll put like some links below where you can find a house. Usually you can find from the Facebook group, like a short-term house, or people who wants to break the lease so that you can jump in and then start paying and then go from there. And they have like couples website where you can find a house, short-term, long-term. So you just need to keep on looking and try to see what type of house that you like. It's not a house, it's like apartment. So that's for the apartment. And then for the food, it depends on your eating habits, in a sense that if you want to eat healthy and stuff, it's quite expensive. If you can eat pork, which I'm not, that can be quite cheap. You can get like $30 per meal, which is like for 15 ringgit per meal. That's a local food, which is like you can have like 100 a day, 100 HKD, around $50 ringgit a day for food. That's if you just bought it outside and if you eat cheap. If you want to eat like a real restaurant, like a proper restaurant, at least for me, I'll go for like halal food. One meal can cost you around $100, or as cheap as 60, and it can go up to like $200, which is like, for Malaysian ringgit, you just need to divide it by 2. So 25 ringgit to 100 ringgit for one meal. That's for one meal. So if you eat 3 times, so you just need to multiply by 3. But usually, what I do even today, the reason why I want to be in Airbnb compared to in hostel, so that I can cook, that's gonna save you a lot of money. I can live on like $300 per week if I buy groceries and cook. But 300 HKD, it can only last me maybe 2 days if I eat out, because you'll need to at least eat twice a day, right? Breakfast can be a little bit light, and then you'll have your dinner and your lunch. Let's say you eat your lunch rice, you might want to eat something later at night. So I try to keep it like 150-ish. So means that 300 can last me 2 days. So if it's like a week, it's at least gonna cost me 1,000. So that's how big a difference on like a meal situations. So you just need to do the calculations. So basically, I'll say around 150 per day if you eat out like me. because I eat at a proper restaurant. At least like for the halal food, is you need to be like proper restaurants, right? Because you know it's way more expensive for the ingredients and stuff. But they do have, like, at least for where I stay at that time, Causeway Bay and Wan Chai, they have a lot of halal food. So you know, they have it, but it's just a little bit more expensive, of course. But you know, it is what it is. So that's that on the food stuff. And on the public transport, because I live nearby the office, I just walk, so I save on that as well. But if you live somewhere else, you might need to put that into your financial planning. It can cost around 5 into $20 HKD dollar, depending where you are. If you need to cross the island, or you live somewhere else, or you know, it really depends. But I'm guessing if you are new here, you will stay nearby the office, so that you can just walk to the office, or just, you know, like $3 per trip to take a bus or train to go to the office. So yeah, if you put that into calculation, I guess you'll need, let's say, 2,000. This is for 2 weeks, right? 2,000, around 5,000 per week. Is it 5,000 per week? Like around like 4,000, maybe 3,000. Let's put one, because how to say, your accommodation is really gonna decide how much do you need. I'll say you'll need like maybe 2,000 per week. 1,000 for the food ish and a lot of other stuff. Like you need to buy like you know, your soap, whatever. But if you stay in Airbnb, that's different story. They might have like that. But let's say 1,000 per week. So 2 weeks in Airbnb or in there, you will need 2,000. That's first 2 weeks. And then once you find a house, let's say my house is, at the time, my apartment, I stay in a 3-bedroom apartment with another girls. I need to pay 7,000 for my room. It's just big enough for them to put in double bed, small desk, and a small closet. It's not that big, but it's 7,000. That's expensive. But you know, it is what it is. You just, at that time, I'm desperate in a sense that I need to get out of the Airbnb within 2 weeks. So my how to say, my budget at the time, 700 is the max. And because I want it on the short term, usually it's quite more expensive, you know. So I got the place, thankfully 7,000 include everything. And that's kind of thing that you need to ask as well, because sometimes it's not include utilities and internet. At least for this place, I need to pay separately for utilities and internet. But for that house, like furniture all included, I can use everything in the house, and utilities included, and you know, Wi-Fi. So you know, 7,000 for that place is good at that time. I know, like basically nothing, right? And I just came to Hong Kong with 2 luggage. That's it. But now I have like the whole house with furniture, so it's gonna be fun to move next. I hope I'll stay here for another, you know, as long as I can before move to another country or another place. I don't know, we'll see. Like, let's say 4,000 for the 2 weeks, and then a house for 7,000, because 1 plus 1 is like 14 and 4 is around 21. That's 10,000 ringgit Malaysia. But if you can negotiate the deposit, you just pay the deposit and pay the next one with your salary. I'll say you'll need around 10,000 ringgit Malaysia. That's like safe and extra, you know. Of course, you can have less, you can go with less, you can start with less, but I'll say 10,000 ringgit Malaysia is a good money that you can start here in Hong Kong. And of course, if you come to Hong Kong, I'll be here. Text me, or you know, put in a comment, reach out to me. I'll talk in the next video how's life in Hong Kong, and then once you settle here, you know, that kind of stuff, how you can find a friends, what's life living in Hong Kong. So I'll share that in the next video. But you know, how to find a job and how much money you don't need, that's that. basically for the salary, I'll say you just need to Google the average salary for your position here in Hong Kong. They have a lot of servicers. They don't have a lot of engineers here. If you are in IT, that's great. IT and financial sectors is the main job here in Hong Kong. So if you are in that around industry, I'll say, give it a shot. If you are engineers, like how to say, if you are like a plant, oil rig engineers, Hong Kong is not the place you need to go to the Middle Eastern. Yeah. I guess that's all I have to share with you. I'll put again all the informations down below. I'll do a blog post, of course. Have a look and send me emails, send me Instagram, follow me on Instagram to see my life in Hong Kong. Send me DMs if you need to ask me questions, and actually you can send me your CV, because I have quite a friends here who work local, like in Hong Kong, right? And some of them, we do have like a referral program. So give me the CV, I'll give to the people around me your CV, and see how is it. But usually isn't within like IT and financial department. So that's that. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and have a good day. Bye.